You know, sometimes life hands you a moment so small, you almost miss it, but it changes everything. I'm sitting here thinking about that night at the Willow House, this fancy restaurant in downtown Brooklyn, where I was just a server, tray in hand, weaving through a crowd of suits and champagne flutes. It was some big shot's birthday dinner, all hushed laughter and clinking glasses. But at the far end of the table was this little girl, Lila, maybe 9, with these tight brown curls and eyes glued to the tablecloth like it held the secrets of the universe. She wasn't part of the party, not really, just there, quiet, curled into herself like she was trying to disappear. I'd seen that look before. Back when I taught dance therapy at a community center in Queens before the funding dried up, I worked with kids on the spectrum, kids who felt the world too loud, too bright, too much. Lila was fighting that same battle, I could tell. Her dad, James Carver, this guy who walked into a room and made it go still, he wasn't even looking at her. Just staring into his whiskey, muttering, "She won't move, won't dance, won't do anything." Like he'd said it 1,000 times and given up hope. I knelt beside Lila, kept my voice soft, said, "Hey, no pressure, but if you want, I can hum something, maybe move a little. Wanna try?" She didn't look up, but her fingers twitched, just a bit. That was enough for me. I started humming, this old lullaby my grandma used to sing, and I swayed, slow, like I was dancing with the air. Lila didn't move at first, but then God. It was like a leaf catching a breeze. She swayed too, just a step, hesitant, but there. The whole room froze, forks midair, conversations dead. James looked up, and I swear, his eyes were wet, like he was seeing his daughter for the first time. But then, click click, here comes Karen, the restaurant manager, all sharp heels and sharper attitude. "What the hell are you doing, Sarah?" she hissed, leaning in so close I could smell her peppermint gum. "You're here to pour wine, not play therapist." I stood, shielding Lila without touching her, said, "She's not being entertained, Karen's being heard." Before Karen could snap back, James's voice cut through, low, cold, final. "She stays." Karen blinked, mouth open, then backed off. The room exhaled, and Lila, she kept swaying, small steps, her face lit with something new, something alive. That night changed everything. James found me later, polishing glasses behind the bar, and asked, "How'd you do that? Reach her like that?" I shrugged, said, "I just listened in a way she could hear." He nodded, slow, then offered me a job not as a server, but as Lila's private guide, someone to help her find her rhythm. I wasn't sure at first. James was the kind of guy who could buy half the city, and stepping into his world felt like walking into a spotlight I didn't want. But Lila's face, that spark, I couldn't say no. So I signed on, started meeting her at their brownstone in Park Slope, this old, proud house with lavender in the yard and a sunroom where Lila liked to sit, headphones on, lost in her cello music. I'd hum, move, let her lead. Some days she'd mirror me, some days she'd just watch, but every time, she was there, present, trusting. James would watch from the doorway, quiet, like he was afraid to break it. But trouble follows good things, doesn't it? Someone, probably Karen, bitter as ever, leaked a video of Lila's first dance. It went viral, this blurry 30-second clip with captions like, "Miracle Worker helps autistic girl dance." Suddenly, reporters were sniffing around, asking if I was dating James, if I was using Lila for clout. I wanted to scream, "This isn't about me." But the questions kept coming, and so did the whispers. Karen started her own thing, this glossy program called Horizon House. All buzzwords and big promises, everything the opposite of what Lila needed. She was out to make me look like a fraud, some unlicensed dreamer who got lucky. I didn't care about her opinion, but I cared about Lila, about keeping her safe from the noise. So I had an idea: place, a real sanctuary for kids like Lila, where they could move, feel, be, without anyone trying to fix them. I called it the Anchor, after a drawing Lila made, a purple anchor tangled in ribbon, like it was holding steady but still free. James backed it, bought an old library in Bed-Stuy, and we turned it into something warm, alive, wood floors, soft lights, no cold clinic vibes. We opened with a dozen kids, parents who'd been searching for a place that didn't demand their kids perform. But Karen, she wasn't done. She filed complaints, zoning violations, anonymous letters questioning my credentials. One day, I found a burned scarf outside our back door, purple, half melted, like a warning. I didn't cry, didn't rage. I put it in a glass box in the lobby and told everyone, this is what fear looks like. We don't burn. The city sent an inspector, MS. Harper, who walked through like she was measuring our souls. She watched me with Lila, saw her draw a ribbon and whisper, safe. When Harper left, she left a note. No violations. Keep going. Kids need people, not just systems. We did keep going. We held an open house, invited the whole neighborhood. Kids' drawings lined the walls, music filled the air, and people cried not out of pity, but because they saw something real. Karen showed up, all fake smiles, saying, nice little project, Sarah, but it won't last. I looked her in the eye and said, it's not about lasting, it's about matching. And it does matter. Lila's talking more now, just a word or two, but they're hers. Parents keep coming, bringing kids who haven't smiled in months, kids who start humming, moving, reaching. The anchor's growing, not big, but deep. I'm tired sometimes, bone tired, but then I see Lila tie a ribbon to our memory tree, or a kid like Caleb take 3 steps toward music, and I know this is what sanctuary looks like. It's not perfect, it's not polished, but it's ours. And yeah, Karen's still out there, probably plotting her next move. Maybe she'll win a headline or two. But she can't take this, the trust, the laughter, the kids who finally feel seen. So what do you think? Is it worth fighting for something this fragile, this real, when the world keeps trying to tear it down? Drop a comment. Tell me your story. What's the one thing you've built that no one can take away? Hit that like button if you believe in places like the Anchor, and subscribe for more stories about people fighting for what matters. Because this is just the beginning.